as Namibia, are we ready to eradicate poverty by 2015? Is it a realistic goal, unrealistic, or what is your personal view on this?
It's not unrealistic per se, but it will need a lot of hard work and a lot of change, because still today the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. We're still not concentrating on rural upliftment where the poverty is really lying, and our urban areas are growing too fast, which means our squatter areas are also growing. So it's not impossible, but it will need a lot of hard work.
Poverty cannot be eradicated by money. It has to start with education. So personally, I don't feel by 2015, if we look at it, we're already in 2007, and that gives us only about 8 more years plus minus. So it's not enough time, in my own opinion.
The government is trying to do its best. We could see the different, I think, collaborations, with the private sector, collaboration with the civil society organizations. I don't know by 2015 whether we'll be able to reduce poverty. That's something else.
The youth that come into education, they educate, they graduate, and then they have to struggle for jobs. Then firstly, that won't help the economy, and what it will mean is that not enough jobs. Again, they'll be on the streets because there's not enough jobs.
And as we can see, our education sector is in a crisis mode currently. And therefore, if your education sector is in crisis mode, then there is no way you can make inroads on the reducing poverty, for example.
My issue is corruption. Once we get rid of that, then we properly distribute the resources to each single individual, then I take it will be better in the future.
If you particularly look to the security sector, how well do you think we are doing in that department?
Namibia tries to provide an environment where individuals can fully develop themselves in whatever economic, social activity.
Look, I think there's definitely improvements, but I think there's more that can be done. I'll just give a recent scenario where there was a young student here who was raped about a month or 3 to 4 weeks ago. And I don't know if it has reached the attention of the city of Windhoek, but for something like that, I would have wanted to see a lot of police officers, especially traveling in this route, Academia Panjes Park, or even here on campus. But then nothing has been done.
I think there's a lot to be done on hospitals and education.
How do we do that? At this very moment, we need to invest more in education. We need to invest more in our health. We need to invest more in the rural areas. Concentrate on these shacks that are growing. This unhealthy migration from rural to the urban areas that's bringing a lot of people to poverty when they move to the towns. We need to increase our agriculture so that the people that are in the rural areas, they can at least fall back on the agriculture and stay there and develop the rural area itself.
Yeah, I mean, in all areas we put a lot of money in health. We put a lot of money in education. Maybe it's more the real strategies now as to how we can realize value for money. Are we putting the money in education and having the results?
Then besides, I think only entrepreneurship will be a way to eradicate poverty. If people start up their own small businesses, it can solve poverty.
How do you, in your personal capacity, do you think as a student can help towards achieving these Millennium Development Goals?
Educate the parents on how they can work on the agriculture. Educate the parents on how important it is to send at least one child to school and make sure that they get to university. That's where the change comes in.
And in my little way, I'm trying to, provide knowledge so that, those products of us, can be able to survive, and bring about, a quality life for themselves.
All students at the University of Namibia, we're tomorrow's leaders, and without us studying and gaining the knowledge, we will not be able to contribute to the economy.
It is a matter of we as the debating society, we are making inroads in reaching the schools and so on, in enlightening them on the methods of doing research, on the method of clearly articulating themselves, and there's no way you can articulate yourself if you don't do your research. and that is an improvement in our educational sector. But unfortunately, due to resource deprivation which we are suffering from, we cannot reach all the regions in the short term.